The two latest headlines out of Pittsburgh have completely shaken things up. Even Mike Tomlin is showing a level of concern we don't usually see. On one side, a player hyped all offseason as a breakout candidate is already catching heat after week 1. On the other, Aaron Rodgers delivered a debut performance that had fans buzzing. But behind the offensive fireworks, there's real tension brewing on defense, and Tomlin knows it. The win might have masked a bigger issue, and fans are starting to wonder if trouble is closer than it looks. Let's start with the player who's already feeling the pressure. The Steelers might have squeaked out a 34-32 win in week 1, but man, the defense didn't make it easy. And one guy in particular is catching serious heat, second-year linebacker Peyton Wilson. While Pittsburgh fans were treated to an actual functioning, and dare I say exciting, offense led by Aaron Rodgers, the defense had folks scratching their heads and clenching their fists. Sure, they held on to beat the Jets, but it was far from pretty, especially with how much green the Jets saw on the ground. Former Steelers D lineman Chris Hoke didn't hold back when breaking it all down on KDKA's nightly sports call. He called out Wilson directly, saying the dude just didn't show up in the tackle department. "You're an inside linebacker," Hoke said. "You've got to be one of the top tacklers out there. Didn't see a lot of him." Basically, Hoke echoed what Mike Tomlin hinted at during halftime. Some guys weren't shedding blocks or getting dirty in the trenches. Wilson, according to Hoke, was front and center in that critique. Now, to be fair, this was Wilson's first game as a true every-down linebacker after playing more of a coverage role during his rookie season. And the numbers weren't terrible. 5 total tackles, a tackle for loss, and even a QB hit. But in a game where the Jets ran for a whopping 182 yards, the spotlight was always going to find the guys who were supposed to be clogging up those lanes. This wasn't just a one-time slip-up either. Pittsburgh's run defense limped to the finish line last year too, and the Jets exposed that same weakness right out of the gate. So yeah, Wilson's got to take that next step. The team hyped him up all off-season, painted him as one of those breakout guys in 2025, and Sunday didn't exactly scream breakout. But let's keep it real. It's one game. Wilson's still growing into this role, and that Jets offense is a weird one to prep for, especially with a mobile quarterback running a new system. It was kind of like trying to guess what's inside a Christmas present with 0 clues. But while one side is under fire, the other shocked everyone. And what Rodgers pulled off in his debut just made headlines across the league. Aaron Rodgers showed up in week 1 like he hopped in a time machine back to his Green Bay days, and Steelers Nation was loving it. The future Hall of Famer lit up the Jets in his Pittsburgh debut, tossing 4 touchdowns and 244 yards in what felt like a remember me game against his former team. After years of quarterback chaos post-Big Ben, it finally feels like the Steelers might have a real shot under center again. But here's the twist. While Rodgers looked vintage, Pittsburgh's defense looked vulnerable. And that might be the crack in the armor that finally threatens Mike Tomlin's legendary streak of never having a losing season. Tomlin's consistency has been unreal. 17 seasons, 0 losing records. That's rare air in the NFL. But even a master motivator like him might have his hands full if the defense keeps giving up 30 burgers like they did against the Jets. Because let's be real, New York wasn't supposed to be scary on offense, yet they hung 32 points on a Steelers defense that used to be the team's pride and joy. Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and the newly acquired Jalen Ramsey are still around and made some noise. Ramsey even sealed the win with a clutch stop. But beyond that, the depth just doesn't feel the same. And yeah, Ramsey's still good, but he's not quite the shutdown monster he used to be. Same goes for Hayward. The Steelers used to swarm on defense. Now, they're looking more like a group that could be good, but isn't quite there yet. Meanwhile, Justin Fields, yes, that Justin Fields, ran in 2 touchdowns. Breece Hall looked like his old self, gashing the defense for 107 yards. And Garrett Wilson turned up with 95 yards and a score. All 3 were surrounded by question marks heading into the season. And then they torched Pittsburgh like it was backyard football. Now, if Rodgers keeps balling out, he can cover up a lot of problems. But even he can't play both sides of the ball. And if this defense doesn't tighten up fast, it won't matter how many touchdowns Rodgers throws, because opponents will just match him stride for stride. Week 1 was a win, no doubt. But it was also a warning. The Steelers might have finally fixed their quarterback problem, only to watch their once reliable defense become the new liability. And if they don't clean that up, Tomlin's streak might not make it to season 18. Rodgers showed up, but the defense didn't. Peyton Wilson looked overwhelmed, and Tomlin knows time is short. If this isn't fixed soon, the team could spiral fast. Subscribe so you don't miss any Steelers updates.